Okay, salam alaikum world. I don't know who this video is going to reach. I don't know how this will impact the world. Probably wouldn't, but I just need to give my two piece because I've been wanting to raise awareness or talk about this or make a YouTube video or something about this topic for a long time. And I just thought now, if I don't do it now, I'll probably never do it. So the topic is on degeneracy in Algeria and how much the Algerian social fabric has changed, and also how people should be reacting to it, of course, as Algerians, regardless of your religiosity levels. You don't necessarily have to be wearing a hijab to see the impacts of this, because we've reached new lows of degeneracy in our society. And I'm going to be talking about how it impacts you, the Algerian woman, without hijab, especially Algerian women living in Algeria. Without a hijab, wearing a hijab, whatever, it doesn't matter. So I'm quite shocked, I have to say, at the extent of Western influence that social media has, done to take place in Algerian society. I really am shocked. The last time I went to Algeria was last year during the summer. And the stuff that I've seen was shocking, to say the least. The stuff that has now become acceptable in Algerian society, the stuff people now wear to family settings, when you go to a restaurant with your family, it's like a shabby kind of place, and you see women half naked, like their back is showing, and this is in front of impressionable young girls. This is in front of young Algerian boys hitting puberty, who are of course going to get thoughts and going to get confused by all this open display of nudity, this sudden crash in Algerian society. And I say sudden because last year I've seen things that I did not see the year before that when I went during the summer to Algeria. I've seen an Algerian woman in the airport, back in Turkey, because we flew to Turkey first, in the Turkish airport, wearing like almost a bra. She was wearing a bra, and she was going up to men that were boarding the flight to go to Algiers. Some were Algerian, some were like Indian, foreign workers or something, or from the subcontinent, I don't know. I've never seen that before in my life. She was walking up to them, trying to seduce them so that they would help her with her weight and baggage, because apparently she didn't have enough weight. She needed help with that, so she literally took off her shirt and was parading out. I kid you not, this happened. I kid you not. Obviously, I'm not gonna I didn't film it, but I was very disgusted. I was really, really disgusted and sad and heartbroken, because I used to pride Algeria on how conservative it was compared to Middle Eastern countries, because Middle Eastern countries in the 2000s, they've already been quite open and socially, they've accepted this sort of degeneracy a long time ago. But in Algeria, we used to have real standards. And as a socialist country, it would make sense. There were real standards on how a woman should dress in public, without hijab or with hijab. Without hijab, a respectable woman wouldn't show her shoulders. Most women that did not wear hijab would have this covered, would have their chest covered. There's no cleavage. I've seen so much cleavage the last time I've been to Algeria during the summer. I've seen women with their fathers. I couldn't believe what I saw. I literally could not believe what I saw. I couldn't believe the extent we've gotten to. Crop tops, all this stuff. Now, I'm not going to name the city. Well, I'm going to name the city. Annaba. So over there specifically, it's not even the capital. And when you see these things, you're oh my, it was shocking. It's shocking and heartbreaking. Heartbreaking is a better word. I've seen how much women are suffering now because of this, because of social media, because of these other women on social media that have taken to making money off by being online prostitutes and creating standards that Fatima, who's working a 9 to 5 every day or 8 to 4, whatever, who goes back home, who has to clean, who has her responsibilities, who only gets like enough money to afford food, and which is like the majority of the population, go out a little bit, maybe go get food sometimes, will never reach up to. I've seen now how much women are suffering. The new crazy beauty standards that these awful women, these really awful women have created on social media. Why? To make money off men's lust. And exploiting essentially the insecurities or the flaws or just the natural body that God has given her to make money. So these influencers that have gone against the norms of Algerian society, they've introduced lots of things. They've introduced, nudity to Algerian society. And they've done it to an audience which was not used to that. And that's how they make money, by exploiting men's weaknesses and exploiting their nature, which is to be attracted to nudity, obviously. I've seen now, most Algerian women, for example, are don't necessarily have a Kim Kardashian behind, for lack of a better word. Most Algerian women are quite slim. Most Algerian women, are just not built like someone who's gone through 20 plastic surgeries. So what we see with desensitizing men to women's beauty and showing more and more is that women suffer more and more. So a man is not going to be satisfied with the regular looking Fatima anymore, which is the average Algerian woman who is working that 9 to 5. He doesn't even look at her anymore. You're just reducing marriage chances for average women, and it all goes up to the elite. It all goes up to the 1%, the ones that don't live in Algeria, the ones that go to France, the ones that made money off their online prostitution and left the country and did hundreds of surgeries and gotten things that, like I said, the average Algerian woman will never reach until she does what she's doing, until she sells herself as well. So it's a vicious cycle. It's a vicious cycle for Algerian women. And Algerian women are the victims. They are the victims of these influencers. That is the most important point. I've seen a shocking trend also, I think, amongst Algerian people of just accepting what they see, which I find just counterproductive. And of course, we can't deny the government's role in this. Tebboun's parliament wants a weak Algeria. Tebboun's parliament wants to make people compliant. Tebboun's parliament wants Tebboune wants weak fathers. Tebboune wants weak families who are very compliant, that listen to music, that go to these mahrajanat, these concerts, that accept all of these things that traditionally were not acceptable. For example, women to be in a compromising position, to be in like a crowded place, for this kind of mixing to take on, for men to literally go and stare at nearly like half-dressed celebrities, that's literally all these mahrajanat are. They don't help Algerians in any way except by making them weaker. So the government has a role to play here. And also the fact that these online prostitutes end up on TV. The government is promoting degeneracy, whether we like it or not. And it is promoting degeneracy to keep people compliant. It is promoting degeneracy to keep people weak. And I'm criticizing the current government. Not all governments were like this. We can't, like this is not applicable to Bouteflika, for example. In Bouteflika's time, Algeria did not face these severe kind of brainwashing tactics or demasculization, I don't know the word. So this is very applicable to the now. And I just wanted to say that we, as the majority who are in the facing and looking at this, glamorification of these people that don't represent our values. So most of them would be influencers, and they will be les immigrés. Let's be honest. Les immigrés are the core of degeneracy in Algeria, because they bring that degeneracy. This degeneracy didn't start, it's not original, it's not organic. It was brought over from these immigrés because they have that bargaining power. So they bring their khmej, they normalize their khmej, and they don't face the consequences of it. They go back home to France, they go back home to the US, they go back home to the UK or whatever, and they never face the consequence. The victim in the end is the Algerian woman in Algeria. Yeah, we have weak men. The men, they face weakness, obviously, and lust. When men start to have standards, men are not happy anymore with a natural looking woman. If we go back, even 20 years back, it wasn't like this. 20 years back, we didn't face these issues where there were all these super high. No, men were just attracted to a natural woman as long as she was a woman. Why? Because they weren't presented with all of these fake, most of the time, options. So that's why it's very important to maintain the spread of Western culture, primarily through social media and through these les immigrés. That's why it's very important to put them in their place, and we can't stay silent. You shouldn't stay silent when you see in public. Even a simple glare, that will send the message. Just not giving the body language that you're not happy with what you see sends a message. Believe me, it does. If everybody does this, that person will understand when they're changing in their room that they can't wear this because they remembered the looks they got from 20 people that day, the disapproving looks. It's not haram to say astaghfirullah when you see a sin in front of you. So say astaghfirullah. You know what I mean? Like, they can commit the sin, but you can't say astaghfirullah. That doesn't make any sense. No, we have freedom, right? So use your freedom to protect your people. Use your freedom to protect your culture. Use your freedom to protect Algerian women who are the victim. If you care about, Algerian women. In the end, they are the real victim. What else can I say? Yeah, whether it's Instagram comments, whether it's messages to these people, let them know that they're being disrespectful. Let them put them in their place. Let them know that in Algeria, you respect Algerian people. In Algeria, when you come to Algeria, you can't just bring your khmej that you're used to in the West and force it down Algerian people's throats. And to the Algerians, the ingrown Algerians that are influenced by whatever immigree or are starting new trend of nudity and making Algerian society tolerate it, they know what they're doing. So don't feel bad in putting them in their place. They know that what they're wearing is disrespectful. They know that most people don't approve of it. They know this. This is what makes it worse. They know. So don't keep quiet. Do not keep quiet. The worst thing we can do as a people is watch our country plummet and just keep quiet about it. Because in the end, we're all going to be affected by it. Whether it's, you as a woman will be affected by it. Your son, your future son, your brother, all of these things affect us as a community. That's why it's very important to speak up. We can't just let them do whatever they want. They can't just come to Algeria, enjoy their time, then go back to the country. Well, they'll never face the terrible effects of what they did. The societal impact of what they did. They won't face it. This is what I try to tell people. These influencers, the elite who have the money to do this because that's what they make money off of. It's selling themselves. It is selling their looks. Whether she's turning around and showing her behind that she got done, she can. But can you reach up to that standard? And when half of the men see that on their algorithm, what are they going to think? They're going to think that this girl that I like, that I'm going to marry, ما تسواش قدامها ومش رح تسوى قدامها. وعلا كش مقدر هي تروح تنفخ درك تدير منا ومنا وتدير من هنا وتبدل وجهها كامل. وعليه هذا كل حبسوهم from the source. حبسوهم from the source. Don't allow it. Speak up. Don't allow عراء. Don't tolerate it. Do not tolerate عراء. Because عراء is the root cause. Because there will always be a burden on women. The more she shows herself, the more the standards become. The more هي تظلم. كل ما تزيد تعرى المرأة في المجتمع واللي رجال شافوا كلش خصاي شافوا كلش. كل ما تزيد الظلمة ذيك وستاندرد ما يطالقوكش انتي كمرأة عادية. لازم فيك ديفو. لازم. So my point is, don't keep quiet to these people. Really, really don't keep quiet. I don't care how it is. If they're doing it clearly and it's just inappropriate, we have the police. I'm sorry, you can't just act whatever way the hell you want just because it's normal in France, bro. You can't just do that when you come to Algeria, like in front of people. Get people to notice. Report it to the police. Say something. I don't keep me personally. I don't keep quiet. When I see them, I talk about them. I talk about them at the table. When I'm in the restaurant, like I did with those ladies, I look at them. I make it obvious I'm not happy. I make it obvious I find you disrespectful. I find you indecent. I find you disgusting. I make it obvious with my look, with my staring. I make it obvious. And that's the only way they will remember. If we keep quiet, nothing will change. The only way they will remember is how you made them feel. And believe me, they know why. They know why you look to them like that, especially if you're covered. Because they know what they're doing is disrespectful. They know what they're doing is not acceptable in Algerian culture. They know, especially in this time, it's not an excuse to say, oh, I don't know. No, we're not. Because the degeneracy, we're at the, we're at the revolution of it. We're at the turning point of it. We're not fully degenerates yet. It's not Morocco, for example. It's not Lebanon. Algeria still has stages to go to reach it. It's going to be eventually, maybe another 50 years, eventually be like Morocco or Lebanon or Tunisia. But now is the time to act so it doesn't reach that stage, because once it's that stage, it's too late. Anyways, I don't know who this video will reach, and I'm gonna post it anyway, even though it's kind of scaring me. I don't know, and I'm kind of shy to post it, but I hope it reaches the right people, because what I see really, really breaks my heart. My one pride in this country was that it is still a conservative Muslim country. In some ways, it's not as, gone off as other Arab countries, not so westernized. But even that, they're trying to rip off. So, anyways, goodbye. And Assalamu alaikum. Wa Rabbi hadina kul inshallah. Salam.